there, guys. Thank you for being outside with us. We're the Elliots.
Some crowd participation. Do it. He's working hard. We got one. And I hope that she really understands that she's more than a man. Like he is. Thank you. We're the Elliots.
G'day,
We're here on this fine Wednesday afternoon. Thank you. And we're selling CDs. They're for $10.
I will ask that quick, and I've forgotten your name. You're going to Josh. That's right, Josh. Sorry, man.
Where do I stand here?
You can stand right there.
Do I look all right? You look all right?
Well, you look as good as you're going to get, probably.
Yeah, you look all right, yeah.
People have told me numerous times I've got a great head for radio. So, recording. Start recording. Recording. So this is windy mic test. Late in the day, and we'll go A marker and hang on, and B marker. Okay, just testing all around, testing, checking all around. Level's looking good. It is windy. It is, not saying it's windy here, but it is. Okay, so basically I decided that I should do a bit better test than what I did the other day. I played around with the mics and I went down in the backyard, but there wasn't a lot of wind down there. Today's reasonably windy up here at the moment, although right now it's pretty much quietened off. And I've got a range of mics set up. I've got Rode NTG 4 Plus microphone mounted on top of the camera. I've also got another Rode NTG 4 Plus microphone mounted on a tripod, and they're both set at about 1.65 metres above the ground, and they're about 90 centimetres apart. The distance from me to the camera mic and to is about 2 metres, and I've also got a wind meter that's sitting here monitoring the wind. It'll also give me temperature. So we've got a balmy 26.9 degrees, which I think that's because it's in the sun, to be honest, because I don't think it's that hot. But the wind is well, there we go, it's 0, there we go, 0 degrees. Anyway, basically what I'm also testing is I've got a lapel mic that's just stuck to my shirt with a little windshield on it, I could tuck it under my shirt. That's not always possible, and I don't think it's a realistic test of this particular microphone anyway. So I've put the windshield on the top and just stuck it to my shirt. And I'm also testing my new Rode reporter mic. The lapel mic and the reporter mic are running through wireless systems, whereas the Rode NTG4 Plus that's mounted on the camera is plugged into the camera. The wireless from the reporter mic goes straight into the camera, so that's all synced up. The audio from the microphone in the Blimp is actually connected via cable to a Zoom H6, and the lavalier mic, lapel mic, is connected wirelessly to that same H6. So we've got a bit of wind rattling through at the moment, as you can see. But I just thought this was a pretty good test. I thought sometimes you just got to get out there and give these things a crack. The Blimp should work really good, and I'm sure it will. The shotgun mic on top of the camera, well, it's probably, it'd be horrible. And the lavalier mic, I think it'll work up to a point, but really I think it's designed for more of a inside environment, to be honest. And it'll be interesting to see how the Rode reporter mic works. So that is going to be interesting. I'm just trying to check the levels actually. 1, 2, 3. Why are we so low? Huh. So what do I think is going to happen? Well, a couple of things. I think the shotgun mic on top of the camera will get blown out of the water pretty quick. The lavalier mic will get knocked around as well. It's really not designed for this. I think it's more of an inside thing. I could also tape it in under my shirt, but that's not always practicable. Practical. There we go. So you can't always do that. I could put the lapel mic in under the shirt, but that's not always possible. So I thought this was a more realistic test of that particular microphone. I think the microphone in the Blimp will do an amazing job and be absolutely crystal clear like it always is. But again, you can't always set one of them up, so that's interesting. I recently got my Rode reporter mic, and it's meant to have really good wind protection built into it. So it'll be very interesting to see how it's handling this sort of wind and breezes coming through. Quite often, especially filming in Melbourne, the weather's well, it's unpredictable, if nothing less, and you never know what you're going to get. So some days are absolutely beautiful and clear, and then sometimes you get weather like this where the wind just caves in, especially if you're doing anything down by the beach or something like that. And I was recently doing some interviews down on the beach, and it was pretty windy. We used the Blimp, and it came out beautiful, but it was even the people I was doing the job for, they were really surprised at how well the audio worked. So what I'm going to do is I'm trying to work out how I can do some test and we can listen to all 4 channels at once, which we can't do. So what I'm thinking of doing, I'm just going to do a 5 count, and I'll sequentially go through each of the channels. So we'll go first. We'll go the shotgun mic on the camera. We'll then go the Blimp. Then we'll go the lapel mic, and we'll end up with the Rode reporter mic. So I'll try and stand perfectly still, and we'll see how well we can see how it works. So here's the test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll see what sort of a difference we get. Also, just want to keep waffling on a little bit just while we get some wind rattling through, and hopefully get some decent wind gusts. But it appears we have to wait for them. Oh, there we go. There's a decent bit of wind. That's actually not bad. That's pretty good. I reckon that's a pretty good test. So we'll be interesting to see just how well the audio comes through and what gets knocked around. And like I say, I just think this is a real realistic test and gives some really good ideas about that some things won't work, but it's good to have other options. And if you've got the right amount of kit, you can normally get around most things. And eventually, and at the end of the day, it's all about just being able to get that quality recording that you want. And audio is so important. So that's why I continue to spend money on audio. Not that I don't spend money on the video stuff. I mean, I spent money straight up to get the main camera to start with, but I've worked on, I've got different microphones. And if I really wanted to give this a proper test, what I should have done is got the dynamic mic and connected it to the Zoom, because I'm not even sure how it goes in the wind. There we go. I think that's about it.
Exactly who I am. Impossible dream where I suppose and possible. It's as if you were seen from any lost house. Thank you very much. Have a break.
I will ask that quick, and I've forgotten your name. You're going to Josh. That's right, Josh. Sorry, man.
Where do I stand here?
You can stand right there.
Do I look alright? You look alright?
Well, you look as good as you're going to get, probably.
You look alright, yeah.
People have told me numerous times I've got a great head for radio, so so yeah. Well,
I've heard that say.
what can I say?
No, well, the hat's great. You can't ever go wrong with a Cooper hat.
Well, I've actually, on my most recent episode that's uploading right now, I've actually talked about why I wear my Cooper, and it's not just to stand out. Like on a day like today, I have to wear a hat.
Yeah, of course you would.
I've had burned head once in 30 years, and that's how much of an impact. Well, once in 30 years,
That's
once
good.
was enough.
Once.
It was, mate. I tell you what, I'll shave your head. You can sit out in the sun for 4 hours and find out. It is not good work. So,
Good man.
yeah, I was about 20 at the time. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Great colours can watch the show.
You look
Okay.
good anyway, man.
Well, I'm just
Yeah,
going
we're
to do
going to do a quick interview.
Can
Unless
you boys wait for me? Or?
we'll be 5 minutes.
It's a press interview, man. Come in and talk.
Yeah, come in,
They
yeah.
won't-
Oh, YouTube. Oh, what? I'm on YouTube.
All right.
You will
all right.
be.
I'll meet you there.
Am
guys.
I? Oh, great.
You will be. So, all right. So
Let's
I've
go
got.
viral.
Oh, I don't know about that. I've only got like 76
Let's do
subscribers.
it. Let's
but
make it viral.
Doesn't matter. It's a start.
I'm going to talk about some deep stuff. I'm
You
going to
can-
ask you guys questions. That's
You
gonna
can
be-
do. We'll do. I'll do
go
the intro
on.
first,
All
and then
right.
we'll get into it. What's your name?
James.
James. All right. So here I am down on Burke Street, and I've got Josh, who normally plays with the Caravan kids, and we'll get to that in a minute. But today you're playing with the Elliots, and that's pretty cool. And we've got James.
Dance the groupie.
You're the groupie.
Dance the groupie, yeah.
You've probably got to work on your groupies, mate. I hate to say it. I'm thinking, but anyway, yeah. Well, that
He's
works.
cream of the crop. He's actually been around since the start, James. Old
Okay.
mate, James.
And how long's that?
Since the start. You know,
Well,
like since-
when's that? Like, is that 80s, 90s, 2000s?
It's probably the early 70s that we really kicked off into, the acid tests and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, James came around maybe 2 years ago.
Okay.
And we just danced the night away, pretty much. I think we used to just meet up in the minna. Goodness gracious.
In the what?
In the minter.
In the winter.
In the winter.
Okay.
And James and I
Have you
were
been
just-
drinking?
A little bit. I only start drinking it, 9's just fine. That's
Well, I got a
how
mate of
I
mine.
start.
He only drinks on days that ends with Y. But so James, is James? Is it James? Yeah, there we go. I've got to make sure I get it right. So you follow these guys, the Caravan kids, the Elliots. Who are you following, or just all of them?
They're both great, so I follow both of them.
That's fair enough. I admit they are great.
Was that a good answer?
That's a very good answer. No, we love that. I'll tell you what, you're sounding great today, by the way.
Thank you.
Don't you normally have a drummer?
Usually we have a
for the
drummer
Caravan? Yeah.
and we have a whole band going on, but
Yep.
we've taken a bit of a break and we're just reassessing some of the music, just
Yep.
rewriting some new music, and
Yeah.
I think there's going to be something good that comes out of it. Yeah.
Well,
So
that's what you want.
I'm pretty confident about it.
Yeah.
I think we've got a great new trumpet player, Felix Meredith, and we've got a few new additions as well to the band. So it's very exciting times. Very scary.
Very scary. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
You should try revamping a YouTube channel and branding and seeing how crazy you
that-
feel doing that.
Feeling it's in a similar territory.
Well, actually, I got to the point last year. I was almost gonna shut the YouTube channel down. I was like, what am I doing, And then I had 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
Come back feeling really great about that.
Yeah.
Got some new gear.
Looks great.
Decided to throw some branding on and feeling pretty good about it. You wanted to get deep and meaningful. What exactly did you want to talk about? You can even hold that, and
all
you
right.
can talk about.
Okay.
There.
I won't start peeking it. That's all right. Well,
Yeah, don't do that. I'll just edit it out.
I think I'm about to start peeking with what I'm talking about. I don't know if I should really do this.
I
you
go
know.
for it. You've
But
got like 2 minutes.
Over Christmas, I got the gift of impermanence, of life. Just kind of the way that life kind of goes, just up and down. And I was kind of reminded that things are always changing, and adapting. And I don't know. I wanted to ask you guys how you have gone about maybe some of the bigger changes in your life. How has your mindset changed over the years? What things have you was there a moment, where you really had to turn around and find your purpose? You know what I mean? I just
It's amazing. It's amazing you asked that question. Today is 10 years to the day that I come to Melbourne, and I come down for 4 days. That's all I come down for, just 4 days. Just come, that's all I was going to do. And 10 years later, I'm still here. So, and it was the first true whimsical thing I'd done in life in a long, long time. I borrowed half as much money as I needed to come down to Melbourne and then go back to where I was from. So I had to wait 4 days for money to materialise in my bank account. And in those 4 days, something went off in the brain. It was like, hang on, why don't we stay around here for a while? So it's very, very cool. And like I say, 10 years exactly to the day that I come down to Melbourne, and I do things now that, like, even just doing this is crazy. To be standing here, because I was really not, I didn't have a lot of confidence. I was very self-confident about who I was as a person. Could not think, could not even think about doing this stuff. And here we are, we're standing in Burke Street Mall. We've got the trams going past. We've got an audience. It's absolutely nuts. But I mean, that's just where I'm at, So that's a complete paradigm shift from where I used to be.
Complete 180.
And as a person, I'm actually happy about where I'm at now. Like it's funny to hear this comment about do you love yourself, things like that. Well, I actually like who I am now. Like it's.
How long did that take? Was that a moment in time?
Nah, that's taken a long time.
Okay, that's not good news.
Yeah. It can take a while. Yeah. You got
You're awesome, man. You're awesome.
Oh, thanks for that.
You've done 10 years. You've come a long way.
I've come a long way in 10 years. Yeah, I've done some awesome stuff. It's.
Is that a good description of you coming a long way in 10 years?
I've come a long way. Yeah. Well, from doing in that decade, the first 5 of that was homeless. So.
Oh man, you have come a long way.
So in the last 5 years has been pretty slick. So that's what I mean.
Awesome.
To be standing here doing this is pretty amazing, and being able to have the confidence to walk up to you guys and say, "Hey, let's do this," is insane.
I'll tell you what, there's so many people, I've met through life, and life has this way, like I was saying, impermanence of just making people fall flat on their ass, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hitting rock bottom, whether that's from a mental point of view, emotional state, or a financial state, or anything. And it's amazing that, we're born into this world alone, and if we ever get to a place like that, we have to muster the willpower to find your own purpose, to get yourself out of that. And that's amazing that you've done that, I want to say. And that's why I wanted to ask, because has everyone gone through something like that in their life? Do you think that's a common thing?
I don't think a lot of people have, but I think it was imposed on me. That's another thing, like to make that change. So you keep trundling through life the way you're trundling through life, or sometimes you have something truly tragic happen, and if you got the right mindset, instead of it destroying you, it'll actually rebuild you, and that's
makes you stronger.
And it makes you stronger, yeah, and you bounce back to somewhere better. So, and that's where I am now. So I mean, that's what I mean. Like I'm
Definitely stronger.
Oh yeah, well that's
You
it.
look good, man. You look good.
Oh, look, and at the end of the day, I mean, I just load up with don't give a rat's factor. I don't care. I'll stand here and do this. I don't care if people are laughing. So what? I still get up tomorrow morning. You know what I mean? And I think there's a lot of people who get really self-conscious about their image and what they're wearing and how they fit in with people, other groups and that. What does it matter? You know, if I want to wear my hat, I'll wear my hat. If you want to wear your jacket, wear your jacket. You know what I mean? Like, and I think there's a lot of people that, especially the young people, that get wrapped up in that. You know, and it's sad. You know?
They get self-absorbed.
Yeah.
They get wrapped up in their own little bubble, and then they forget what the outside world looks like.
Well, I think also they get caught up in society's expectations.
Yeah.
You know, you think about women that are, 10 kilos above what they'd like to be, and it'll do their head in, and yet they're only 10 kilos above. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if they were 100 kilos above, it'd be really concerning.
Society says, I must be like this. I must be like this, but you don't have to be. You just have to be how you feel good.
Just be yourself. We're all individuals. We're all characters. And the thing about that is don't be one-dimensional. So, and that's the big. But look, I love you guys. What you guys do. I love musicians. I love music. I love what you bring to the world. I mean, creative people. I respect creativeness more than I respect money-making ability. And to be truly creative is a gift. So,
it riches in a different kind of way.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Well, I reckon that's about it. Look, thanks very much, guys. You guys are thank you. So you're their number one groupie. Is that what we're saying?
I hope so. I hope so.
Well, and Josh, and Josh, keep up the good work, man. Nice work.
Thank you so much, Kev.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
Goodness gracious.
Trev, there we go. We can edit that.